Shakes his head, Paul Edwards, not happy with that.
You got to wait a little bit more, yeah?
This is the worrying bit for Edwards. He'd covered his defence, but the shots are coming from every possible angle, so it's too hard to come out of it. He was just hoping for the flurry to stop, then all of a sudden, then he could start his own work. He just didn't know when to loosen the arms, loosen the high guard. He, at this point, kind of closed his eyes. Nice shots coming straight through the middle from Alfadli. Unfortunately, he's just not got the power to benefit from that. But he started to get a little bit effective.
All right, pal. Come on, deep way. Give him a spin, he wants a spin. Yeah, quick.
10 seconds, corner.
Drink water now. Drink water, give me a drink next week. Come on.
Good benefit from the
on,
wisdom of Brendan Ingle, like so many fighters have down the years, including Johnny. Second half of this super flyweight contest. Paul Edwards nicely in control, but just a little scare in the third round. Caught by the uppercut from Anwar Alfadli.
That left hand of Edwards is far too low. The first 2 rounds, Alfadli was just missing with it. Now he starts to clip him with it with his own right hand over the top and push Edwards on the back foot.
He's coming forward. He's starting to believe, Anwar Alfadli, that maybe he can get something out of this. Remember, he hasn't won yet in his first 7, but in many ways not expected to have won any of them.
But he's not getting beaten up when he's losing as well. He's awkward. He's a handful. He's just not got the equal work with the movement, with letting the shots off as well at the same time.
But this is the round that Ross Birkinshaw managed to stop Alfadli. So people will be looking at Edwards and thinking, you know, should he be doing the same, and should he be caught like he is?
Right. As I said, fighting fights like Alfadli, this is a good test for him now. Alfadli's feeling more and more confident as they're coming through.
Everything's steady and good with the jab, the right hand and the body shots from Paul Edwards, but just unsettled by these angles that Alfadli is finding. These fast whipping shots.
Fast whipping shots, and Edwards seems to get in trouble when Alfadli lets the shots go. Puts our guard up high, can't get out of it, then tries to rush forward and trip over his own feet.
And a right hand again from Alfadli. Defense not tight tonight from Paul Edwards. Just rushing a bit, too eager.
Rushing, trying to walk him down, exposing the chinks in his armor, which is the lower left hand. When he's in close and the shots are coming through, smothers his own work, but then when he gets them off, then when he starts to throw the jab and drops them to the body, drops them well.
Yeah, that's a good body shot from Edwards. Responds with a fighting heart. Has he got the power to back up that type of style?
Edwards is 23 years old. Will he develop much more power from this at this age?
Hurling in the uppercut, Edwards, and maybe this is the assassin part of his nickname. All serious now, no smiles when he's having things, well, a bit tougher.
That's right, winning the rounds, but now the rounds are getting a lot closer. Alfadli's getting a lot more success as the rounds roll on.
He has a good round for Anwar Alfadli, not so good for Paul Edwards.
Step up now. You're not in the fight, you've got to win these 2 rounds. Got to step it up. Let's get him on the jab and let's start working the body. I've been telling you for 2 rounds. Got to start fucking stepping it up now a little bit, yeah?
Excuse the language there in the corner. Edwards was just under pressure off the back foot, and the front went for Alfadli, got onto him and kept working the shots off him. Once he got into the rhythm as going on his back foot, he just couldn't let the shots go. Alfadli started to feel more confident throwing the right hand over the top, taking advantage of that low left hand.
Go on, you're looking good, man. Do you want a drink? Pushing back on that. He's pushing you back.
Pushing you back. You've got to take over and always close.
Yeah,
Close. Try to come right back into
10 seconds, corner.
dictating with that.
Keep busy.
Seconds out, round 5.
Not a very happy blue corner, the Vaughan father and son team. that look after Paul Smith and Stephen Smith. Plenty of Liverpool fighters coming through, like David Price too. Here's Paul Edwards into the 5th round of this, and he's won most of them, maybe all of them, but there has been the odd worrying time.
Alfadli's movement is just too much of a handful for Edwards. Getting angry, getting frustrated, running into the ropes. And this is what Alfadli wants him to do.
Yep, it's the herky-jerky style, coming to you from different parts of the ring. Was a former junior ABA champion, Anwar Alfadli. Even though his technique's a little bit all over the place, it's confusing.
Sometimes it takes a bit of time to adjust to finding what works for you as a professional, and obviously Alfadli's not found that what works for him yet, but slowly but surely we're starting to see him coming to his own.
Come on, Ed.
Maybe they should give him some easier matches than against unbeaten prospects all the time.
It's probably in that who needs you club.
Come on, Ed. Come on.
Apply the pressure on Paul Edwards.
Push him back, Paul.
Danny Vaughan really not happy over there. Trying to get his charge to push Alfadli back. Whips in the uppercut.
The rhythm of this fight is slowly but surely change. First 3 rounds, Edwards took full advantage. Alfadli started to come through. This is what Edwards needs to do, pin him up against the rope and have something to hit at. When he's got to chase him down, he struggles.
I gave Alfadli a share of the last round, everything before that to Edwards. He's not making Edwards look as good as he has, no doubt about that.
No, Edwards just seems to struggle with this type of opponent. So if you're looking for chinks in his progress, we found 1 or 2. And fighters like Alfadli will always expose that.
Plenty of good fighters around the flyweight, super flyweight division at the moment. Lee Haskins, Chris Edwards, Shinny Bayar, Ashley Sexton. Plenty of matches to be made. Again, Anwar Alfadli is making a real go of this, an argument. Blood from the nose of Paul Edwards, who's definitely been caught tonight more than he has in any of the 6 fights we've seen him.
Will not let the shots go until Alfadli stood still, until he's pinned him up against the ropes. Otherwise, he seems to struggle. Struggle with the pace, struggle with the angles, struggle with the awkward shots.
Terrific, that's what you've got to do. You've got to keep him busy. Slip, come back in your gap. Deep breathe, in slow. In slow, come on.
Last 3 minutes, you can do this. Last 3 minutes.
Deep breathe, right up. Right, come on, slow. Slip, and then
Alfadli slowly coming into his own now, feeling confident, throwing that right hand over the top again, taking advantage of Edwards' low left. Covering up when the shots come through, but still throwing the right hands over the top. Blocking the shots with the body up against the ropes, and Edwards is trying to close him down, and that's what he needed, managing to slip out of the way as the shots were coming. Now it just seems more even. Now it just seems as though this fight can go either way. Edwards, this is what Edwards needed. Once Alfadli slowed down to bring the uppercuts up, frustrating for himself.
Double the punches landed for Edwards, who I think is on course to remain undefeated.
6th and final round.
Not been easy though. Final session here, super flyweight division. Remember the black and silver of Paul Edwards from Liverpool, trying to protect his undefeated record. And the brown skirt-like rag of Anwar Alfadli from Sheffield. And he's trying to win one. Hasn't in his first 7. He's been unlucky, because in the last couple of rounds, he's given Edwards plenty to think about. And I think Edwards has been getting more frustrated.
Yeah, I think he sort of felt sorry for himself, because he probably expected a lot more success from the work he was doing. Came out the first 2 or 3 rounds looking like he was coming for the knockout. Alfadli still in his face, giving me a hard time, still creating all that movement. Then Edwards would go back to the corner and have his own little pity party.
Yeah, do you think Edwards just looked at Alfadli's record and thought, you know, he's lost his first 7, he's been stopped in his last fight, I'm going to look good here tonight?
Without a doubt, his posture, everything has changed about him from round 1 now to round 6.
Walked into another one there. Edwards. And this will be the most interesting tape for the Vaughan team to take back to the gym on Monday morning and have a look at. And a good uppercut there from Alfadli, who springs back up. No knockdown, of course, but it's these shots from angles that are giving Edwards trouble with the static head and upper body.
That's right, Alfadli came in with a nice uppercut straight up the middle, straight up the guard of Edwards. And it's pure determination and frustration from Edwards that's making him constantly try and keep the pressure on.
Good right hand from Edwards. Just trying to drive the shots home. Never looked totally fluent tonight. First couple of rounds maybe, but it's got harder and more awkward.
If you're not used to sparring or fighting somebody like Alfadli, it's going to be hard for you. And that's what's happened for Edwards tonight. He's just got very frustrated with his own work. He knows we're near the finish line now. He's come to life a little bit this round.
He's come back in this final session. Good uppercut there from Edwards. Still the classy shots. Only 23. So, of course, these are learning fights, Johnny. What does he take from it, do you think?
He's got to, just stick to his game plan. Don't expect a fight to be pretty easy by just looking at somebody's record. Keep the left hand high and work on the basics.
He can't just walk through opponents, but his body shots particularly impressive in the first half of this one. He surely won it, Paul Edwards. Not sure how happy he'll be with the performance. He remains unbeaten in 7, the Liverpool hope. And I think he probably learned, or will have learnt, more from those 6 rounds than in his first 6 fights.
Without a doubt, I can imagine the conversation being he underestimated him, thought it'd be a lot easier, and just let the shots go. You look at the shots thrown, pretty even, shots landed. Edwards twice as many as Alfadli. And so success-wise, he was more successful, but as the fight wore on, he became more exposed. His weakness became more obvious. And these are the things he needs to cover and be prepared to work on.
Gets the win,
Ladies
Paul
and gentlemen,
Edwards.
after 6 rounds of boxing, your referee, Howard Foster, scores the contest 58 points to 57 in favour of your winner. And still undefeated from Liverpool, the smiling assassin, Paul Edwards.
Only got it by a point, Paul Edwards. Tough from start to finish.
And as he leaves the ring, please give a round of applause for Anwar Alfadli.
Hey, you seem disappointed with that?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be better, to be honest. I don't know why I haven't boxed for a while, like, just felt burnt out after the first round. I thrown some nice shots, but weren't following up, my legs just weren't letting me.
I mean, when we spoke last time after your last fight, you said you were maybe leaping in with your punches and you weren't keeping your gloves up. From a defensive point of view, though, you must be a little bit happier with how that went tonight.
It's not really, because I got caught with too many shots again. Defensively, I was all right inside, on the back foot, when I know it was easy and I know he couldn't hit me. He was catching me with long shots, bum, bum, all the time.
What do you put it down to then, mate? Is it he was an awkward customer and you can't really prepare for someone that's as rangy as that?
Yeah, no excuses, like, he was catching me, but he shouldn't have been, but it's one of them things, innit? So a win's a win.
Yeah, like you say, a win's a win, and people might look at this performance now and think that...
Yeah, I've just said that to you. Hopefully they'll fight me and I'll step up and fight me and give me a title chance. The English title next if Sexton vacates it, which he says he is, but he won't. I'll fight him and see if he'll fight me.
So what was the one thing you would want to work on tonight? What was the one thing that you thought let you down?
Everything. Hands up, going on the back foot, everything. It was just what I said, the win's a win.